If he isn't absolutely obsessed with you, it's not going to work out.
If he's not pursuing you, I'm going to share exactly what you can do.
And let me just say this. The best women in this world are going to be the most difficult and complex.
Males talking about they not chasing no woman, they not doing no chase.
Tell me.
Many women forget relationships are a two-way street. They don't want a man, they want a simp.
Let's talk about how to stay high value when a man stops chasing you.
Can someone please explain to me why this generation of men wants to be chased by women?
The number one sign a man is not in his masculine energy is if he asks what you do for work.
If you want someone to pursue.
This generation of men aren't playing the game anymore, and they're failing at realizing that. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Me, on the other hand, like, you need to be obsessed.
So I saw this tweet. Men aren't obsessed with women anymore, and it's weird.
I don't care what y'all say. I love a simp. I love men that are simps.
Okay, my loves, here's how to get any man chasing after you or wanting to take things to the next level with you.
Men are not obsessed with women.
Why men have given up on women. Let's face it, the red pill community was not built overnight.
I agree.
And let me just say this. The best women in this world are going to be the most difficult and complex. There is no way you are going to find an easy woman that is worth your while. There is just no way. And if you take that difficulty and the complex aspect of who she is and turn it into her being crazy, then you need to just go find a basic woman. Because around here, the difficult women are the ones who are going to show the most emotion and pour the most love into you. They're the ones that are going to take a house and make it into a home. They're going to take anything that you give them and multiply it. They're going to provide in that way. They're going to give you children. They're going to give you food to eat. They're going to make a house a home. And it's not going to be easy. The women who are looked at as difficult and complex are the ones who have the most love inside of them to give. And if you can't handle that, once again, go find a basic one.
Are you stupid?
I don't know what alternate reality she's living in, but that doesn't make sense. The best women in this world are definitely not the ones who are difficult and overly complex. Those are the women who push men away and then act shocked when men don't want to deal with them anymore. A woman doesn't have to be difficult and complex to turn a house into a home. Feminine women already do that. They bring warmth, comfort, and peace without needing to create unnecessary drama or complications. This just goes to show how little some women understand about men. Men aren't interested in playing mind games or trying to figure out why you're suddenly upset when nothing's changed. They don't want to deal with constant power struggles or feel like they're walking on eggshells, unsure if they'll ever truly make you happy. The sad reality is, many women who think they need to be complicated or difficult don't understand that they're only driving men away.
Okay, do you want to know how to make any man obsessed with you? You need to become obsessed with yourself, okay? This is the only way. Work on yourself. Love yourself. Nobody's gonna love you more than yourself, okay? People are gonna love you if you love yourself. That doesn't work the other way, okay? People are always gonna be a reflection of who you are inside.
Men don't approach women anymore, and the real reason why they don't approach women anymore is not because you're successful, it's not because you're beautiful. They don't approach women anymore because these new day women, these modern day women are highly disrespectful. These women are so confused, right? They're so confused, they swear that nobody hollers at them, nobody approaches them, no one pursues them. But why would a man pursue you when as soon as he even works up the nerve to say something to you, you reject him?
I agree.
I have a serious question. Where are all the single straight men? Like, I genuinely think there's an inventory issue. Because when I tell you guys, I know so many single women that are successful, beautiful, fun, funny, cool, intelligent, like amazing, amazing women that are the full package, but cannot find a guy. And I don't know if it's like big cities or what, but it genuinely seems like for every one guy, there's like 50 amazing women. Whereas all of the single women that I know, between all of us, we don't have a single great guy that we can set the other one up with. Like, I genuinely think there's an inventory issue. And I don't know where all of the single normal men are. Someone help me figure this out.
I don't want to lose everything I've worked for, so I prefer to be alone, and I'm happy. I have friends, great life. I don't need a woman. Staying single. Who the hell is out there looking for a bill? Let me guess. Those beautiful and successful women are overweight, immoral, and treat men like wallets. If women would ever use their instead of their emotions, they would know exactly why men are done with the games and infidelity. A lot of these single men that these women are looking for are recovering from being the good guy. They've learned the hard way that being overly giving, selfless, and always putting the needs of others first doesn't always get the respect or reciprocation they deserve. After investing so much into relationships where they were taken for granted or used, they're now protecting their time, energy, and emotions. This honestly will continue. Many more women will feel the absence of men and keep wondering where they're at, not realizing that the very behaviors they've normalized, expecting men to chase, give without receiving, and constantly prove their worth, have pushed them away. It really didn't have to come to this. Women could have embraced the idea of mutual respect, effort, and equality in relationships, instead of relying on outdated norms where men are expected to do all the work. It's a shift that could have been avoided, but as time goes on, women may have to face the consequences of not valuing the men who truly cared for them.
A man is always going to want a girl that is pretty. So don't feel bad for wanting a man that can provide.
Some people, it's like, you know, some girls, they're like, okay, I just want my boyfriend to hang out with me at the end of the day and whatever. And, you know, that's that. But then other girls such as
Kiss
me.
my fucking feet.
No, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Me, on the other hand, like, you need to be obsessed with me.
You need help.
It is literally not okay to have a man not be obsessed with you. He should be completely obsessed. Like, he should tell you every single day how much he loves you and how much he's obsessed with you. We don't need those men that are like, I'm not going to tell her how I feel. I'm not going to tell her she's pretty. He should be telling you you're pretty all the time. He should be complimenting you. He should be telling you he can't live without you. He should be just obsessed with you, enamored. And if he's not, go find another one.
Oh, so you're looking for a personal cheerleader, a full-time hype man, someone to wake up every morning, throw confetti in the air, and declare, you're the most amazing woman to ever exist. Like, what do you mean he should be obsessed with you and tell you he loves you every single day? You want a man or a dedicated fan club? What's crazy is that women will swear up and down that they want this kind of treatment from a man, but the moment they actually get it, they get bored, hit the reset button, and go find a new dude to start the cycle all over again. It's like a never-ending season of The Bachelor, where she's the only contestant. And every man who falls for her gets sent home with nothing but a "you're too good for me" text. The bottom line is, when women say these things, they don't actually want it. If you want someone to be obsessed with you, adopt a parrot. It'll tell you it loves you every day without ever getting tired.
This filter is actually insane. I mean, how do they do this? You want to see a catfish? Here's a catfish. I have never felt uglier.
How the f*** is it that men can have their wages garnished, lose their license, and even go to jail for not paying child support, and yet there is zero accountability from the women to show proof that that money is actually being spent on the children?
I agree.
Do you not agree with me? Like, lots of men are more princessy than ever. Like, they expect the girl to do all the stuff and, like, bend over backwards, you know, for them and do all these, like, cute, small, intricate little things, but then they won't do it for, like, Valentine's Day or the birthday, or they might do it for one but not the other.
No! Well, that's incorrect. Men don't expect women to bend over backwards for them, but they do expect respect and fairness. I don't understand how some women can call men princesses simply because they want to be treated the same way they're treating them. A man wanting reciprocation doesn't make him a princess. It means he values himself. If a man is putting in the effort, showing care, and investing in a relationship, it's only natural to expect the same in return. It's not about being demanding or entitled. It's about Equality. When some women use the princess label as an insult, it highlights their own lack of understanding of basic relationship dynamics. Wanting respect, honesty and mutual effort is fundamental in any healthy relationship. If you're giving your best, it's reasonable to expect that your partner does the same. Men who ask for this aren't being selfish. They're just refusing to be in a one-sided dynamic where they do all the giving and the other person does nothing but take. That's self-respect, not entitlement.
See, this thing is, I've only seen women say it. I've never seen a man say that. I've never seen a man say that they want to chase a woman. I'm like, women, you guys are the reason. Women are the reason that other women are being put in those dangerous situations. I said what I said. Stop telling them that men want to chase them. Because honestly, a good guy that knows his worth is not going to sit there and chase somebody. They're not going to play games.
I agree.
Actually, this is so wrong. So, do you guys know the movie She's Just Not That Into You? Women who like women who love you, they like vulnerability. Not only do they like it, they crave that because it's a form of intimacy for them. If a girl gets the ick because you're vulnerable, it's because she's just not that into you. Sorry, ladies.
This person doesn't want to chase you, you don't want to chase them, so then no one's really trying.
Okay, in this video, this girl's talking about a conversation she had with her friend about why the dating scene is dead in 2024, and this is right up my street. So the answer to this question is pornography. And in the past, men didn't have that luxury. They would have to chase the woman. They would give her gifts. They would give her compliments and keep asking her, courting her, trying to get her to go on a date with them. But now, they don't do that because they don't have the motivation to do it. They don't need to do that because before, back in the day, they would have to go to the video store, pick out their video, look like a pervert, look disgusting, feel ashamed, and they don't have to feel that anymore. They can open up their phone and access any girl they want to. So the reason why the dating scene is dead in 2024 is pornography.
She's texting with 20 other guys while you're telling her how much you love her. Not worth it. It's because people who chase never really get what they want. There's plenty women out there. Why chase when you can find another woman down the street? Attractive and handsome dudes never chase. They get chased. If you're handsome, that's the full package. What women don't understand is that a man needs to be inspired to do these things. You can't just expect a man to shower you with love, attention and devotion simply because you exist. For some men, a woman's beauty doesn't cut it. Looks alone will never be enough. You've got to reciprocate, bring something to the table, and make him want to go the extra mile. And let's clear something up. Not all men who aren't chasing women are addicted to pornography. That's just another lazy excuse people use to avoid addressing the real issue. The truth is, a lot of men have simply checked out because they see no point in chasing women who don't appreciate them. To them, modern women today just aren't worth the effort, the games or the risk of being used and discarded. Men no longer have the motivation to court women because the dynamic has completely changed. Back in the day, a man's effort was met with genuine appreciation. Now, he's expected to prove himself before she even considers giving him the time of day.
The reason men say I do not chase women is so you would pursue him instead. And if he disrespects you, you would get too scared to set in a boundary. So he would not disappear because he said he doesn't pursue you. The truth is, some men will say a lot of things to make a woman jump when he clicks his fingers.
If you're wondering how bad the dating pool in Melbourne is, I can sum it up to you so quick. So this has happened to me twice where I've ended a date and it's been dark outside, or the date's ended, it's been dark outside, and I've had to ask my date to walk me to my car. So twice I've had to ask them to walk me to my car. That's crazy in itself, so me asking, insane. But what is crazier than me asking is both times I had to ask someone to walk me to my car, they both said no. Ouch! They both said no. They're like, no, your car's not that far away, you'll be fine. So if you're scared of the dark, you should just say.
A huge problem in today's society is how delusional women are. All you hear all day long from women to other women is, oh, raise your standards. You deserve the world. You deserve better. Don't settle for less. Not every single woman should raise their standards, actually. Too many women are delusional. They think that they deserve much more than they do. Let's start being more honest with women and stop telling every single woman to raise their standards. How about tell them to better themselves? How about tell them not to make the mistakes that they do? And you know what's so crazy about all of this is that while women are telling other women to raise their standards, they keep telling men to lower their standards. Apparently, today's society thinks that only women should have standards.
Many modern women believe they're all deserving of the world and the best of the best because they don't actually live in reality and don't understand the concept of the world. It's a delusion that's poisoned many of their minds, feeding them the idea that they should have everything handed to them simply for existing. This mindset doesn't take into account the importance of hard work, sacrifice, and the reality that life doesn't revolve around their desires alone. This delusion is reinforced by a culture that glamorizes superficial success, telling women they should settle for nothing less than perfection without understanding the complexities that come with building meaningful relationships and achieving long-term fulfillment. These women often overlook the fact that people, including men, don't owe them anything. They believe their looks, status, or the ability to play the game should automatically guarantee them everything they want.
This type of guy doesn't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if he's really this type of guy, he probably don't have an issue with women. That's number one. Number two, when a man is secure and he's confident, and he's good being by himself, I think a lot of people try to fill up the space because they don't like being alone. This type of guy don't struggle with being alone. So he don't need you. He wants you, but he don't need you. And because he doesn't need you, he ain't gonna chase you. Which, to be honest with you, I think is a strength, because you don't want a man that needs someone, who just doesn't like being alone, so they'll take anybody just to fill in the space. That's not the kind of guy you actually want. You want a guy that's okay being alone, because if you're in his space or he wants you around, you know he genuinely wants you around. It's not just to have somebody there or to fill in the blank.
Men like to put you on this audition so you can be worthy. Are you worthy of this ring? Ooh. And they dangle it like, oh yeah, but if you do this last thing, here it is. And it's like, actually, you're cute and cool and all, but are you worthy to even be the man that I wake up to every morning? Thank you. Are you worthy to... Shut up, bitch!
Okay, my loves, here's how to get any man chasing after you or wanting to take things to the next level with you. Number one, lean back. They can't chase you if you are chasing them. Number two, activate your feminine energy. This is not about makeup or the clothes that you wear or overly sexualizing yourself. This is about you and your worthiness, your sense of self-esteem, and the value that you hold inherently just for being you, for being the prize that you are as the feminine.
If a woman has to be constantly chased to be kept, she most likely isn't worth it. A relationship shouldn't feel like a never-ending game of tag, where one person is always running while the other is doing all the chasing. Love and commitment should be mutual. If she truly values you, she won't make you prove yourself over and over just to earn basic respect and attention. A woman who genuinely wants to be with you will meet you halfway, instead of treating the relationship like a competition where you have to constantly fight for her validation. And even if these women do eventually lean back, thinking they can sit pretty and let the man do all the work, the truth is, he'll just lose interest. No man wants to feel like he's in a one-sided relationship where he's the only one making an effort. At some point, he'll realize that he deserves someone who reciprocates, values him, and actively contributes to the relationship, instead of just expecting to be chased endlessly.
I saw a post today of a lady asking, where are the manly, masculine men? The type that would, even if they didn't know you, help and stop it, you change your tire. Well, where are they? Well, it's rather simple, actually. They're hiding. And who can blame them? Because for years, the loudest of another group of women, not the ones that actually appreciate masculinity, but another group entirely, have been saying that they don't need men. No, they can in fact do everything just as well, if not better than men, so they aren't needed. They don't need men to pay their bills because they have their own jobs. They're even, some of them, looking for ways to create life without the actual input of a male.
So, if you're tired of dating apps and you want men to approach you offline, let me tell you the huge secret. For men to approach you offline, you should be open to everyone. Meaning you cannot be open only to handsome guys or only to rich guys. That's the energy. It's like the click. It's like on and off. As a woman, you cannot chase a specific guy. You can only attract all kind of guys. And then it's your responsibility to look in a way for a specific type of guys to be like brave enough to approach you. Even though everyone wants to, only the ones who believe they can pull you off actually will. So yeah, girls, it is scary, it is terrifying at first when you don't really like know about yourself and haven't really learned yourself. All kind of men will be approaching you and you will not like many of them, most of them. But then at some point, guys kind of like your level and higher will do so. So yeah, be like Marilyn Monroe, turn it on and turn it off. What do you think? Let me know in comments.
Guys like having something to chase.
And if you continue to buy into this school of thought, you will be single and alone for a lot longer than you'd like to be. Or you'll be in one of the shittiest relationships that you've ever been in, and here's why. When somebody wants to chase somebody else, what that means is that they are getting validation because they can't have this person. They want something that's unattainable. They want somebody that's saying no to them, which to them means challenge accepted. And the imbalance of power creates a really unhealthy dynamic between the two of them. It's completely inauthentic. Instead of just being yourself and expressing yourself and saying how you feel and seeing if somebody else is picking up what you're putting down, you're playing a game. You are now gamifying dating because what? It makes you feel chosen. It makes you feel good that someone's chasing after you and, oh God, I'm not going to make it so easy for them. It also creates a thrill. It's not a sustainable measure because guess what? Eventually one of the two people is going to have to get caught while the other person then has to stop chasing. And what do you think is going to happen when that day comes? They're either going to get bored with it or they'll move on because the idea of the other person and the fantasy and how sexy it was running after them is a lot hotter than actually getting it in person. And then you actually get to know that person because you've been chasing them for so long, you've created this idea about them. And then when they finally get you, what do you think happens? Why do you think all of a sudden there's a fizzle, or they start to date somebody else, or they start to pull away, or they're not as interested anymore because they were never chasing you, or they're chasing the feeling that they got by chasing you. Instead, here's a crazy fucking concept. Have open and honest, direct communication. Work on your shit and start healing your traumas and core wounds that are causing you to feel like the only person you're willing to give effort to is somebody that is chasing you. If you want a connection with somebody that is built on honesty and trust and vulnerability and connection and having that ride or die, that person that is always going to be by your side, that you really truly feels gets you, then it doesn't start by playing a fucking game. It starts when you are open, honest, and you show up as the person that you are so badly trying to attract into your life.
I agree. I don't know where this idea of men chasing women came from, because it was never a thing. There seems to be this misconception that men should always be the ones to chase and pursue, but that's not how genuine relationships work. A lot of these women who seek this type of dynamic should look within themselves because there lies a deeper issue, an insecurity or a need for constant validation. They crave attention not because they need love or affection, but because they're trying to fill a void within themselves. If a person constantly needs to be chased or told they're special, it often means they haven't fully accepted or valued themselves. They believe that external praise is the key to their happiness, instead of fostering self-worth from within. Wanting constant validation can create an unhealthy relationship dynamic where the other person feels like they're constantly jumping through hoops just to meet the other's emotional needs.
Never lower your standards for a man. If you're someone that's looking to get married or in a relationship that's going to lead to marriage, do not lower your standards just to get that ring a little bit faster. Every woman out there knows exactly what she wants and exactly what she'll put up with and exactly what she'll compromise on until a dusty-ass man comes along and tries to convince her that she should settle for less. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, it's worth it. I love him. Everything's going to work out. It's not. Don't lower your standards. Don't bring yourself down to their level. They need to be leveling up to your level. Once you lower your standards once, or compromise on something that you didn't want to compromise on once, it's going to be expected of you every step of the way throughout your entire marriage. And there's going to come a moment where you don't want to sacrifice or you don't want to compromise on a particular thing, and it's going to be held against you because that's what you got them used to. And any man that truly loves his wife or girlfriend or potential wife or girlfriend, they would not expect her to lower her standards. They knew what they were signing up for when they got with you. So for them to expect you to lower your standards after the fact is crazy. Because let me tell you something, you lower your standards, it's going to come right back at you.
they're going to tell you at some point in time that you didn't have to do that. No one forced you to lower your standards. No one forced you to settle. That was your decision on your own, and they're not wrong. So stay firm in what you believe in and stay firm in what you want, and don't settle for less.
Yeah, but what level are they on? A lot of women claim they're on a high level, better than a man. But what exactly are they talking about? The reality is, many of these women think they're superior to men without fully understanding what true high level actually means. They're often speaking in terms of superficial qualities, looks, status, or societal labels that don't equate to real value or self-worth. The thing is, many of these women see themselves as better than men, yet when you break it down, they're often average or even unremarkable in many aspects of life. They might think they're above average in beauty, intelligence, or personality, but in reality, they're just another person trying to navigate through the world with their own set of struggles and flaws. Somehow, these women have convinced themselves that their value surpasses that of a man simply because they've internalized certain cultural narratives about women being empowered or entitled.
At what point will you women realize that there is no reward for being picked by a guy who still thinks that he's better than you? Like, you engage in a competition with other women, which is against your nature, because as women, we are cooperative in nature. So you went against your own nature to prove that you are worthy enough to be with a guy who does not think that you are better than him. He thinks he's better than you. No matter how much you went out of your way to try to prove how you're better than other women, he still thinks he's better than you. What is the point in engaging in that competition? What is the point in winning that competition? What is the point in being in a relationship with someone who does not see you as an equal? The only reason why he picked you is because he can see that your self-esteem is so low that you are willing to compete with other women to gain his approval.
Ladies, the more masculine a man is, the more controlling he's going to be. This does not mean that he's going to be insecure. This means that he's always looking to protect you. That's why he always pays attention to everything that you do, because he's always looking out for your best interest. If you're not used to a man like that and you don't trust him, you're going to see it as controlling. You're going to think he's trying to take over your life. But in reality, he's just a true alpha, and that's just how they are built. So if you trust this man, if you know that this man loves you, if you know that he wants to give you everything, if you know that you can be led by this man, listen to this man and trust this man, because he's only looking to elevate you and position you in a better place. And a great way for you to realize this is to ask yourself, whenever he's trying to redirect you, is this for my benefit and the benefit of this relationship? And if the answer is yes, there you have it.
That is true. But if a man does these things, looks out for his woman, shows care and commitment, it's often labeled as toxic, abusive, or controlling. It's kind of funny because women claim to want these kinds of men. A man who takes control, shows initiative, and takes the lead in a relationship is often described as confident and attractive when that behavior comes from the right person. Yet when a man actually takes the steps to demonstrate his commitment and responsibility, he's suddenly labeled as overbearing or controlling. As a man, you just can't win in any situation. No matter how much effort you put in, you're constantly navigating a minefield of unrealistic expectations, misunderstandings, and contradictions. If you're too passive or don't take initiative, you're labeled as weak or uninterested. But if you step up, take control, and show genuine care and commitment, you're quickly accused of being toxic, controlling, or overbearing.
Why am I seeing men on this app say, I don't chase, I attract? You're a man. That's like your only job.
Don't say it's his only job like it's something so simple, when women can't even pull it off. Do we even know how to ask a man out on a date? No. And chasing takes a lot of work and effort. I don't think us ladies realize that. Texting first, putting yourself out there for rejection, planning a date, paying for the date, knowing what to say, keeping things fun and entertaining, not being boring, communicating intentions without going too fast, buying flowers, buying treats, dressing to impress. There's so many little things that we don't don't even think about. Not his only job because he has to go to work as well. Have his hobbies, keep his friendships. And a lot of the time, us ladies, we're not even worth it. He does all that work for what? To be ghosted? To be told that we got the ick over something stupid? And even if things do work out, and eventually he marries you, he could lose everything. We gotta stop treating men's sacrifices with dating like they're nothing. At least appreciate it. And don't expect him to chase you. Reciprocate. Chase him back.
If you're a man and you're constantly chasing a woman who doesn't do the same in return, she doesn't like you. It's that simple. Chasing someone who doesn't feel the same way isn't a sign of persistence. It's a sign of not valuing yourself enough to walk away. A woman who is genuinely interested will pursue you just as much as you pursue her, and that dynamic creates a healthy, balanced relationship. Many women today want to be chased, but that chasing costs time, and time is valuable. Time is something you can never get back, and investing it into someone who isn't equally invested is a waste. Women who want to be chased constantly often have deep-rooted issues within themselves. This behavior can stem from insecurities, a lack of self-worth, or unresolved emotional needs that drive them to seek validation through constant attention and pursuit. It's a road you do not want to walk.
Question for the guy. When a guy says he's not looking for a relationship, does he mean B, he just doesn't feel confident enough in his life, whether with money or his career or whatever? Or C, he's just not the relationship type? I always assume A if somebody says that. It's their way of saying, like, I'm not really that into you. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Or how about D, tired of being hurt and had enough and walked away altogether?
If that man is not obsessed with you, you are a placeholder, sis. I said what I said. Maybe you're okay being a placeholder. Maybe you're just trying to have fun. I am not judging. But if you are looking for soulmate love connection, if you are looking for a man who is going to take care of you in all the ways, physically, emotionally, financially, mentally, if you are looking for a true connection, one that you can feel safe in your body, one where it flows and it's easy, one where there is no runner-chaser dynamic, anxious, avoidant, where you know no matter what where you stand and you have no question in your mind, you are always secure. A soulmate love connection. He has to be obsessed with you. And I said this when I was dating. I had never really had a man be obsessed with me, but I knew in theory that it was what I wanted and what I deserved. So I stood behind that mantra. If he is not obsessed with me, next. And I got so much hate for it. But I will say now that it is out there. And if he is not thinking all day of ways he can make your life comfortable, reaching out to you all day because he's thinking about you. He is thinking about you all day. He is remembering things that you have told him and delivering. He is making future plans with you. He wants to boo you up immediately. Actions always match words. He is consistent and honest, and you feel it in your body. You know it. You know that he is safe because of his consistency, but also because of your intuition. This is what a man does when he loves a woman and he is obsessed with a woman. And he is a healthy man. An unhealthy man cannot be obsessed with a woman. An unhealthy man cannot love a woman the way that she needs to be loved. So many of y'all are in these relationships with these men that have not done their work. They are not healthy. They have not shown the requisite healing that you have shown. And you are with them trying to change them and bring them up to your level. We're not doing that. They need to be obsessed with you. So what does that mean? It means we get rid of Dusties. It means we're alone for a little while and we're okay with it. We are not going to fear as women being alone, because being alone will help you to call in that soulmate love, consistent connection that you know that you want, desire, and deserve. You're not going to get it from this man. He is not going to change for you. And you are not going to get it bouncing from toxic relationship to toxic relationship. You have to be alone and you have to cultivate that peace within. You have to show up for yourself consistently over and over again. And as you do that, you attract energetically a man that will do the same. And you also have opened up the space in your life to allow said man to fill it. Do not sleep on a soulmate connection. And sometimes that takes loneliness and going through a breakup and healing to get it.
Yeah, this is nonsense as well. A man doesn't need to be obsessed with a woman to provide or do the things that a man does for his woman. When a man truly cares, he'll naturally support, protect, and share his life with her, not because he's obsessed, but because he values the relationship and wants to see it grow. It's not about constant validation or chasing. It's about a genuine, healthy connection where both partners put in the effort to make the relationship work. Many women say they deserve a man obsessed with them. But what exactly makes them deserving of that? What have they done to earn such devotion beyond just existing or being attractive? Deserving someone's undivided attention and adoration isn't about entitlement. It's about earning respect, showing loyalty, and building a partnership based on trust and understanding. A man is more likely to be fully invested in a woman who values herself, who brings something meaningful to the relationship, and who is also willing to invest emotionally and practically. It's easy to demand obsession when you don't fully understand what goes into building a healthy relationship. Obsession isn't love, it's dependence.
Mark my words, girly, a man that is not like beating down your door to be of service to you, like a man that is not obsessed with proving to you that he is the right man for you, is a taker, pure and simple. Oh, he'll take you out on dates or text with you or call you and talk to you over the phone for hours and hours. Or he'll just try to get access to your body. He's going to try to pressure you to sleep with him. That is a man whose sole purpose and goal is to take from you. Okay? Not to be of service, not to be a provider, a protector, not to prove to you that like he's even worth your time.
A man that's off service to you, a man obsessed with proving himself to you. What kind of man are you looking for, lady? A personal assistant? A ride-or-die simp on payroll? Women who say stuff like this aren't looking for a boyfriend. They want an unpaid intern. Someone who's grateful just for the opportunity to be in your presence. A man who chases you like his life depends on it. Plans all the dates, pays all the bills, and reads your mind so you never have to communicate your needs like an actual adult. Many of these women today are looking for worshippers, masking it, claiming they want a good man. But what they don't know is that a good man aren't even looking their way.